And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Valley of the Judged. I am your one and only gaming monk, better known as Mildra, and with me, I have my good brother here in the temple, the resident sky pirate of the monastery, good brother Sizer.
Ahoy in a vast Mildra, nice to be here tonight. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, despite the smoke from all the wildfires, which, the sooner it starts raining, the better, so I don't have to deal with that smell.
Ugh, yeah, I can imagine. We've had our share of that in previous years here too. When smoke blowing all the way from California.
And Kosi says, which was not my fault. Kosi, first rule of leadership. Everything is your fault.
Yes. Take responsibility.
And as anyone in the military will tell you, just because it's not your fault doesn't mean you won't get blamed for it anyways. And get yelled
Yep.
at.
Exactly. So, don't think of it as taking responsibility. Think of it as taking credit.
Yeah.
Credit for introducing a challenge to the workforce that they can benefit from.
He says, how are wildfires a storm god's fault? Not doing your job, that's how. No storms means more dry. More dry means more wildfires. Yep. Therefore, it is still your fault.
Maybe more, and then more lightning storms means more lightning strikes, which means more trees on fire, etc., etc. There we go.
But we are back with more of Shadowscar. When we covered it last, we went into a bit of the history of the Shadowscar Agency, the multiple worlds that they delve into, as well as character creation, and a brief bit into the core mechanics, which is rolling pools of d6s and looking for fours or higher.
Indeed.
And pretty especially simple. Looking for sixes, because those count twice.
Yeah.
A system that's not far removed from any World of Darkness game over the last 30 years.
True. Size the die up twice, and you're pretty much there.
Mm-hmm. And we also covered the various techniques and magics that the different clans have, and the fact that you can have agents recruited from multiple worlds. Just because they're part of a clan does not mean they're all part of the same family in the traditional sense.
The clan more like different agencies, I guess.
Yeah, it's more of who trained you. Mm-hmm.
Who was your sensei at Ninja Quantico?
Mm-hmm. And incidentally, I do like when it comes to the image for improvement here that we have two different fighting stances. One either traditional karate or Shotokan, and the other Muay Thai.
Mm-hmm. The Muay Thai one being on the left and the karate one being on the right.
Yep. The reason that amuses me is I've always argued for making it very clear to not have unarmed combatants be a one-size-fits-all. Because if you've played any fighting game in the last 40 years, you know that there's plenty of variety in fighting styles available to mess around with in fantasy settings.
Quite so. In fantasy, if you're going like traditional fantasy, of course, people are going to want their swords and boards, but we're not doing that here.
Mm-hmm. But the first thing that we get into is improvement, and this isn't a case of just doing a level up, because this is going to be built more on ranks than levels. So it opens with, as you play, your agent will grow and change in a lot of ways. Beyond their personality changes in history, there are two systemic ways you'll improve your agent: session improvements and promotion. Session improvements happen at the end of every game session and represent how you've grown over the course of that session. As you wrap up the game and everybody starts getting ready to leave, every player must choose one of these session improvements listed below. So we have statistics. You mark one stat. Once you've marked that stat 3 times, it goes up by 1. Technique. You mark one technique. Once you've marked the technique twice, you learn it. Skill. You mark a skill. Once you've marked the skill twice, that skill goes up by 1. Mikio, which remember is the... Let's call it magic, although it's not really spells in the traditional sense. Once you've marked it a Mikio
twice.
Yep. Once you've marked a Mikio twice, you learn it. You can increase your key reserve by 1 to a maximum of 10. You can mark an advantage. Once you've marked an advantage 3 times, you get it. You can increase your vitality by 2 points to a maximum of 20. And you can mark a disadvantage. When you've marked a disadvantage 3 times, you lose it.
Okay. Straightforward, and I kind of like how you get get one at the end of every session.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
Because
always get that feeling that that gameplay loop reward, serotonin going on.
Yeah, I've mentioned this in the past. I'm not a big fan of dead levels, or when you level up, all you get is just some numbers going up, and then that's it. You can definitely see in Legend Edition, I tried my best to not do that. Which is also the reason I tried to downplay as many plus one based kind of feats or picks like that.
Yeah.
Because I felt that advancement should be horizontal and vertical. Or at the very least, you should feel like you're making progress.
Yes.
Lord knows I don't want to go through the library fight again. Or the fact that the worst, as much as I enjoy Combat Evolved in terms of the Halo games, it did have a bad habit of those lock you in a room and deal with waves of enemies. Usually the Flood, who the Flood are good in very short bursts because since they lack the enemy variety of say the Covenant. When you're in a confined area with nothing but your guns and not a whole lot of terrain variety, and you're dealing with a enemy type that has only 2 variants and more like 1.5, it's not a fun encounter, especially when you're doing it for like 3 waves.
Indeed, you're get into sort of a repetitive gameplay loop that isn't terribly rewarding in and of itself. One might even say boring.
Yeah. But then we get to improving your rank. Every agent has an official rank within the agency, and to determine your rank, you have an requisition level, which represents the amount of trust you've earned. You get +1 requisition for each successful mission and lose 1 requisition for every 2 failed missions. Your requisition level determines how much stuff you can ask for from the agency in preparation for missions. And obviously, the more trusted you are, the more willing the agency is going to be to give you bigger stuff.
And I'm very curious to know what the bigger stuff is. Like what kind of weaponry or like cool things. And we're going to find that out later on today, I think.
Yeah. But one prime impetus to climb the ranks is payment. Shadowscar agents receive payment based on their rank. The pay of Genin agents isn't enough to raise their wealth, but when an agent rises in rank, they increase their wealth by 1. And when you reach a new rank, you're given access to new teachings by your clan. These techniques in Mikio are more powerful and are the primary way for agents to improve their abilities. Basically, we have advanced techniques in Mikio for each of the clans.
Yeah.
There's also artifacts. In addition to getting more pay and access to better techniques, each rank promotion gives the right to requisition more artifacts from the Armory for their missions, which we'll get into later. So, there are 3 ranks. Genin, which is requisition levels 1 to 10. Chunin, levels 11 to 20. And Jonin, 20 and above.
And if you're watching this show and you don't know about the ninja ranks, come on, where have you been for the last 25 years of anime? Right? Have you never seen an episode of Naruto?
Yeah. But a Jonin agent can be brought up to the rank of Shadow General. these are agents that work personally for the Council of Shadows and take on the most dangerous missions. And above that, the best of the Shadow Generals make the Zodiac Council, a group of 12 agents who gave up their identities and took on the names of the 12 Zodiac animals, creating an elite team of agents. The council is chosen by and works directly for Director Yamana.
Okay. Wonder if we got a little bit of a Hunter x Hunter thing going on here.
Yeah,
little fandom peeking through.
You see a lot of these elites groups within a faction in countless shonen battle manga. Honestly, the one that I was thinking of when I saw this wasn't Hunter x Hunter, although I can see where that would come to mind, especially the Succession arc.
Yeah,
but rather Bleach, because
okay.
You have the
Soul Society captains.
Yeah, you have the regular Shinigami of the Soul Society. Then you have the Gotei 13. And of the Gotei 13, each one has a captain and a vice captain. Each squad has one. And above all that is Squad 0.
Yeah, I don't think I watched that far enough to get to Squad 0.
Squad 0 was revealed in the recent stuff that, well, for people who read the manga, isn't exactly recent, but it's recent because that only just started getting adapted.
Yeah.
But in addition to that, there's also there were the numbered rankings when it came to the Espada. Or just the fact that there are 3 tiers when it comes to the Arankar in that. And there's been plenty others. I could also bring up the Gung Ho Guns in Trigun if I wanted to.
Yeah, the elite. The whole elite society of super agents is a thing that we see a lot in shonen. And also in Metal Gear Solid also comes to mind for the various super agents you have to fight in each game.
Yeah. And I'd even go so far as to bring up the color commanders in the Red Ribbon Army in Dragon Ball. And Kosi saying, you awoke my Naruto sleeper agent self. Good. That was the plan.
That's right where you need to be for this, right? You are in sync with this game now.
Yep. So the first rank we have is Genin, and I do like that we have a badge for the ranks.
Looks like a toothy mouth to me.
I think it's meant to be I think it's meant to be 3 mountains.
And 3 inverted mountains too.
Yep.
Okay.
But Genin are, of course, the lowest rank of Shadow Scar, acting as the infantry and field agents. They embark on simpler missions with lower stakes. As you get more requisition points, you can expect to be sent on higher stakes missions with more opposition and complexity. The vast majority of Shadow Scar agents are with the Genin rank.
Of course.
And each rank has their own unique list of techniques. So we have careful movements. You do not take a -1 penalty to stealth while wearing heavy armor. Ever vigilant, you get a +2 bonus on awareness when defending against stealth attacks. Helpful hands, you get a +2 bonus when doing the help out action instead of a +1. A lot of very basic techniques. And then we have the options for techniques and Mikyo for the different clans. I believe the Genin ones are also the ones we saw at character creation.
Are they? Okay. Why would they
Yep.
reprint them then? That okay.
I think as a quick reference.
Okay.
Oh. But then we have the Chunin rank. Chunin are the lieutenants of the agency. They're agents who have a few years of experience under their belt and are capable of taking on missions of much higher complexity and danger. Chunin agents are regularly set on missions that can directly affect the course of the Veil War, such as eliminating powerful yokai generals or gaining new footholds in the Mosaic, from which the agency can search for Izanami.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the general techniques, which are things like Antiques Collector. You get 3 artifacts from your rank or a lower rank in your inventory. Or Bull's
Cool.
Back Tattoo. You can raise your body statistic to 4 with improvements, and when you do, all melee weapons you wield gain the Unrelenting trait. You can block weapons with the Heavy Strike or Unrelenting traits without penalty, and you can lift up to 5,000 pounds.
Wow. Okay.
Cat's Rapport Tattoo. You can raise your spirit stat to 4 with improvements, and when you do, all characters you meet or interact with initially have a very positive opinion of you, unless you have done something to make them think less of you. There's your Diplomancer one. Also, hi bot, bye bot. Got your 6. When you're within 25 feet of an allied character, you both get a +2 bonus to your awareness skill bases.
Thanks, Fox.
Martyr's Mark Tattoo. You can turn off your sense of pain, allowing you to ignore your grievously wounded condition. Doc, turn off my cringe inhibitors. Let's see, Pack Hunter. When one or more of your allies and you are within melee range of a character, you both gain a +1 bonus to melee attack checks against that target. You know, give them a Goodfellas style welcome. Skill
Love
specialization. Choose one skill. When you make a check using this skill, you can re-roll any dice that roll a 1. This technique can be taken multiple times. It doesn't say it, but I'd imagine the intent is each time you take it, you're choosing a different skill, because putting it on the same skill twice would be redundant.
Indeed.
And Wolf's Eyes Tattoo. You can raise your mind statistic to 4 with improvements, and when you do, you gain the Night Vision, Keen Smell, and Keen Hearing special senses.
Ooh.
And then we have more advanced options for techniques and Mikyo for the different clans.
Not quite as many as before, but, you know, they're more powerful, so it's probably okay.
Yep. As far as techniques, one that I like here is Bullheaded. Even if another character takes a -2 penalty on their check to impose an advanced mental state on you, you only take the normal mental state. Additionally, once during each of your turns, you can attempt to end a mental state without taking an action. You resist mental influence because you're too damn stubborn.
Yep. Yeah, I'm into it.
I'm for whatever reason I'm envisioning Josuke up against Heaven's Door.
Yeah.
Where the whole control thing didn't work on him because the one thing you never do is insult Josuke's hair.
No. Do not do that to a greaser, you know, just leave the hair out of it. Leave the pompadour alone, kids.
Unless you've got really, really good life insurance, because you're probably going to health insurance, because you're probably going to need it.
That's right.
But he was literally he didn't even read the text of the stand. He was in a literal blind rage. But on Mikyo they have stuff like Chariot of the Wind, which lets you fly for 10 minutes. At double your speed. Or let's see, or things like open circuit. Place an electrical seal on a surface you touch, which you can activate or deactivate with as an action. When a character comes within 5 feet of the activated seal, it discharges electricity, dealing 5 points of damage, throwing the character 15 feet away and causing them to suffer the prone condition. The seal remains for 1 hour or until it is triggered.
Well, that's just funny.
Yeah. Then we have some of the advanced stuff for the Futsumashi, which a lot of it is what you'd expect. I do like Painted Dream, being able to create a window into the dreams of someone who's asleep.
Ooh. Yeah, that's some good espionage there.
Mm-hmm. And for the Hibana, we have things like Erupting Embers. Make a focus check to throw out 6 glowing embers to 6 different points within 50 feet, which erupt into 10-foot radius areas of fire. Any characters in these areas who enter them and fail an opposed athletics check suffer the burning condition.
I found one that looks like my boy Shikamaru. Crawling Shadows. Make a focus check to animate the shadows of any characters within 50 feet of you. Any of these characters who fail an opposed strength check are dragged up to 15 feet in the direction of your choosing by their own shadow and suffer the prone condition. Maybe more like Peter Pan, actually.
Probably a little of both, though. Given we know that that the influences were worn on the sleeve, I would imagine Shikamaru was a point of reference.
Yeah, although typically he was only commanding his own shadow. I don't know if he got to later on he could command other shadows too, but that's what I recall from it.
He could puppeteer people if he linked their shadows. So, however he moved, they'd move.
Yep. Oh, I love this next one, Brainworm.
Yeah. When you cause the character to suffer a mental state, the difficulty to remove that mental state is always Master, or 5. Additionally, another character cannot use the Help Out action to help them remove the mental state, or use social actions to remove it themselves.
Okay. And then you just taunt them, telling them that they have a brain worm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. When it comes to the Tante, I think one that definitely fits them is Breath of the Ushioni. Make a focus check to exhale a cloud of poison, which fills a 20-foot radius area adjacent to you. Any characters in this area who enter and fail an opposed endurance check are poisoned and take 3 points of damage at the beginning of each of their turns until they make a difficult 4 endurance check.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Now, Ushioni, which one is that? I mean, this should be one that we've all heard of, right? Or probably seen.
I believe that is the. I believe that is the. The best way to describe it is think of a spider with the head of a bull. It is also called the Gyuki.
Gyuki. Okay, no, I don't think I've heard of this one before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, TIL.
Yeah. Yeah, it usually has the head of a ox or a bull and the body of a spider.
Okay, well, maybe I haven't come across that boss in Neo 3 yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it'll happen eventually.
Oh yeah, and it's been in plenty of stuff. Even though it's more octopus than spider, Gyuki is somewhat referenced with Killer Bee's tailed beast.
Ah, yeah, okay. That makes sense.
And there was a I don't think it's in Neo, but there was a reference to it in oddly enough in Digimon with Gyukimon. So it's had its appearances, but
Yeah. Gone around a little bit.
mhm.
Maybe my boy's not as famous as he should be, but we'll give him some love and hope he gets there.
Mhm. Oh, and then we have the Wanamis, who's I think I feel like a technique like Trap Master is calling me out because of my incidents. By taking 10 minutes, you can create a Nightingale floor mechanical hazard, covering up a 20-foot by 20-foot area. Alternatively, if you have a melee weapon or ranged weapon, you can make a melee turret or a ranged turret.
Nice. I think we're going to find out more about this Nightingale floor mechanical hazard later in the maybe in the Armory. I guess we'll find out.
I believe a Nightingale floor, which is a real thing, is a type of floor trap that when you step on it, it makes musical notes.
Mm.
There are certain castles in Japan that have it.
Oh, really? Okay. So you have to like play the right melody to get across, essentially.
It's more that you step on it, you're playing a melody that everybody who knows the pattern is going to know. Okay, somebody was in this area when they're not supposed to be.
Okay, got it. just alerts people to your presence.
Yeah. They would. The most famous example of the Nightingale floor is in Nijo Castle in Kyoto.
Hmm.
They cause chirping noises when you step on them. And you could kind of consider them an early version of a security alarm.
Makes sense. And hence the name.
Yep.
Chirping like a nightingale.
Then we have the Jonin rank. Which Jonins are the captains of the agency and the highest rank achievable before being taken out of standard field action.
Like everyone's favorite one-eyed cool dude Kakashi.
Mm-hmm. With sometimes questionable taste in techniques.
Yeah.
And even more questionable taste in reading.
Indeed. Oh goodness. All of Naruto's, so many of Naruto's senseis end up being kind of pervy.
And in all fairness, there's the well-worn motif of the teacher who's a bit of an oddball, but is very very good.
Yep.
I'd say a recent example would be Gojo in Jujutsu Kaisen, who was a total rage baiter, and also an arrogant prick. But the problem is he could completely back it up. So if he says you can't touch me, he actually means it.
Mm-hmm.
But then we do have the general techniques, including some of the tattoos again, which the previous tattoos could do some ridiculous stuff. But we have Bear's Vigor tattoo. You can increase your body stat to 5 with improvements. When you do, treat any strength check with a result lower than 5 successes as having 5 successes, and you can lift up to 10,000 pounds.
Okay, even more than the other one. All right.
Mm-hmm. Fox's Heart tattoo. You can raise your spirit stat to 5 with improvements. When you do, you become immune to social actions. Or
okay, you're completely unflappable.
Mm-hmm. Or Eagle's Acuity tattoo. You can raise your mind stat to 5 with improvements, and when you do, you can take the Analyze action without using an action. In addition, you automatically succeed whenever you take the Analyze action.
Okay. You've got like what's that called you got like Libra for anything all the time.
Yep. Or things like too tough to die. When you're reduced to less than 1 point of vitality, you can take an endurance check with a difficulty equal to the number of vitality points below 0 you are to stay alive. Each time you take damage, you can make the same roll, keeping track of all damage done to you. Oh.
Yeah, this stuff is getting broken, but I think that's to be expected at Jonin level.
Yeah. When I look at the 3 tiers, it kind of reminds me of the 3-tier setup that was in 4th edition. Hero, Paragon, and Epic for each 10 levels.
Yep.
So you have your
yeah.
You have your class that you're gonna be doing stuff at the first 10 levels. Then you're adding the Paragon path at the teen levels, and then at the 20s you're adding your Epic Destiny.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that for a long time, but you're bringing it all back to me now.
But
yeah,
we have even fewer options for the different clans at the Jonin level, but it makes sense. In fact, we've gone kind of on a rule of 2. There were 6 techniques in Mikio for Genin, 4 for Chunin, and 2 for Jonin.
Yep.
But each of the techniques, and especially the Mikio, are definitely on the ridiculous side. Like
I want to look at this. Go ahead.
For the Arashi, we have something like, say, Overclock. Charge your body with lightning, pushing yourself beyond your limits for 3 rounds. During this time, you can take 3 actions on your turn instead of 2. You increase your speed to 100 feet, and any character who physically touches you takes 1 point of damage and is thrown backward 15 feet, suffering the prone condition. Finally, when you perform this Mikio, you place yourself at the top of the initiative order. Speed Force.
Okay,
here's the Speed Force.
Yeah, you're just like going at light speed for a few turns there. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Now I want to look at this one that's in for the Futsumashi called the Third Eye of God. So it's make a focus check to make eye contact with a character within 25 feet who fails an opposed resistance check and learn everything about them. For the next 24 hours, you may ask the storyteller any questions pertaining to the character, and the storyteller must answer these questions accurately. Alternately, you can take an action to make a focus check to remotely view a character whose name you know or who you have seen before who fails an opposed resistance check for up to 1 hour as though you were standing next to them regardless of who they are in the mosaic. Okay.
Like I said, at this tier it does get ridiculous. Especially, did you see Dance of Death?
No. Okay, you can take the attack action with a melee weapon you are wielding without taking an action. If you are wielding more than one weapon, this ability allows you to attack with both weapons. Oh, jeez.
Imagine if somebody has prosthetics so that they have additional arms.
Yeah. Just like all the attacks, and then you have like more actions to use. So why not? Why not?
Then we have the stuff for the Hibana. Since Hibana likes setting things on fire, of course I have to bring up White Fire Dragon. Make a focus check to launch a blast of white hot fire that forms into a dragon that flies in a 5-foot wide, 50-foot long path that you choose. Any characters on that path who fail an opposed athletics check or take 8 points of damage and suffer a special white fire burning condition. Objects in the path of the dragon take 30 points of damage and are lit on fire in the same way. While lit on fire with white fire, a character takes 5 points of damage at the beginning of every turn. This fire can only be put out by taking 2 actions to put it out.
Okay, so got to stop, drop, and roll to get that thing out.
Amaterasu, is that you?
Yeah, very much so. This is like feels like the sort of the inverse, just aesthetically, of Hiei's Dragon of the Darkness Flame.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Uh, but also, since you brought up Kakashi earlier, I would be remiss if I didn't bring up Mikio Thief.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
You can make a focus check to copy a shinobi Mikio you've seen used in the past. This technique can only be used to copy Mikio of Genin or Chunin level, and the difficulty of the focus check is determined by the level of the Mikio. For Genin Mikio, the difficulty is average. For Chunin, the difficulty is difficult. After this check is made, you can use that Mikio as if you knew it for 1 hour. You can only copy one at a time.
Yep. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Sharingan.
Yep. And for Kuramaku, we have some interesting stuff as well.
Top level clearance seems interesting based on some of these.
Mm-hmm.
What we've seen from some of these. Like, you've gained access to the code books and lock manuals of the Kuramaku. When you encounter a lock or a location where you need a passcode or password, you can roll a die on any result other than the one. You know how to perfectly pick the lock without a check, or you know the password code. Mm-hmm. At the storyteller's discretion, the lock or password may be so unique or new that this ability doesn't work on it. Okay.
I'd advise against the storyteller abusing that rule at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
Because that could feel like them ass pulling.
Oh yeah.
But
it just preventing you from, if you're going to if you need to prevent access to a location or something, like, find a better way to do it, or just like, put a big rock in front of it, I guess. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh yeah. But and then for the Tante, we have some interesting ones, such as Han Yokai. After dealing damage to a yokai, you can consume the yokai's blood and make an endurance check against a difficulty equal to the yokai's threat rating. If you succeed, your body mutates, granting you one of the quirks or Mikyo of that yokai for 1 hour. You cannot use this technique to steal more than one ability at a time, but you can voluntarily end the technique's effects to take a new ability.
Okay, so a bit like Mikyo Thief, but for yokai.
Mm-hmm. And
we got another. Go ahead.
Also a full body transformation with Body of Mist, which gives you a fog form.
Yep. If you want to just have like a vampire Dracula themed ninja. And I've spotted another Sharingan ability here with Illusory World.
For the Wanami, yeah.
Yep. Weave an illusory world of your own design with a 50-foot radius around a point you touch, complete with sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Any characters inside this area who enter the area must take an action and make a heroic 6 awareness check or be convinced the illusion is real. Within this illusion, you can take an action or create a single object or character which seems entirely real in the mind of any character affected. Okay, well, we get the idea. It's, it's that thing where you can't just disbelieve it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The illusory world remains for 1 hour, so it's not full on Tsukiyomi, where time is basically what the caster says it is.
Yeah.
But
okay.
For advancement's pretty straightforward, and you do get some crazy. Even though you're not getting a huge amount of techniques, you've got some fun. You got some fun ones that can combo together pretty well.
Oh yeah.
Then we have.
You're gonna have fun. Mm-hmm.
Then we have the Armory. Sorry to cut you off.
No, I'm just gonna say you're gonna have some fun with these ninja powers.
Mm-hmm.
Faux show.
And I do like the image we have of the Armory of these very modern looking equipment boxes in in a very classical Japanese room with the banners of the clans up on the second floor.
And a ghost.
Mm-hmm. Well, we did kind of
Being
hint
very
that
helpful.
there are helper spirits within some hideouts.
Yep. So she's just moving those boxes around.
And
Working. Even when you're a ghost, you have to still work a minimum wage job on occasion, I guess.
Yep. Although now I do like that we can see with the uniforms of the different shinobi here what they have as far as rank and clan. Now that we know that distinction.
Yep.
So the one we saw at the top of advancement was one of them was a chunin. These, it looks like they're all getting.
Yeah, I'm looking for that. Yeah, I see what you're saying. It seems to be on, not necessarily on the uniform side of their lapels there.
That's a nice bit of visual storytelling. But
yeah.
Then we have gearing up. Beyond weapons and armor, you have to rely on tools like air supplies, protective goggles, smoke bombs, and recorders to pull off missions. In the armory, you'll find information on all the weapons, outfits, poisons, and tools you have access to through the agency. Let's start with weapons. So weapons have traits, special rules that change how you'd use the weapon or add some capabilities to it. There's no limit to how many weapon traits a weapon can have, but most have 2 or 3 traits. You'll find a list of all traits. So we have ammo, self-explanatory. The weapon requires ammo. The X determines how many times you can use the weapon before you have to reload it. So, because of the approach we're taking here, and actually it's not a number; it's the type of action you'd use to do it. If it has quick, then it does not require an item action to reload. So it looks like it's taking the approach that I have, which is you have infinite bullets, but you don't have infinite clips.
Right, yeah.
Let's see. Concealable, self-explanatory. Defensive, when you take the defend action, you get a +2 instead of a +1. Grappling, you can use grapple and disarm attacks against targets within range. And you get +1 to athletics when trying to climb or traverse obstacles.
All right.
Harmless, when you make a strike, you don't do damage. Heavy strike, if someone's trying to block an attack with the weapon, they take a -2 penalty to their melee check. Highly concealable. It can be concealed under any clothing, can only be found by physically searching you, as opposed to concealable, which it can be under a cloak or a jacket.
Yeah, so looking over like a kunai is highly concealable because it's teeny tiny.
Yep. So loud, when you use the weapon, it makes a loud sound. Parrying.
A gun.
Yep. When you use it to block an attack, the attacker takes a -1 penalty to their next check against you. Precise. When you take the aim action, you don't take a penalty to make the subsequent attack check. Reach. You can make melee attacks against characters within 15 feet of you as if you were adjacent. Rending. When you use this weapon to make a strike against a piece of cover or an object, deal an additional 2 damage. Scattershot. When you use this weapon to make a strike, all characters within a 15-foot radius of the range of the weapon must make athletics checks against your marksmanship check or take damage. Oh, shotguns.
Actually, no. Submachine guns is where that one is.
Oh yeah.
The shotgun is the spread shot.
Yeah. That would make sense since SMGs are. They're not meant to be accurate.
No. Spray and pray.
they're not meant to be used at a high range.
Right.
But spread shot, when you use this weapon to make a strike, all characters in a 10-foot radius adjacent to you must make athletics checks against your marksmanship check or take damage. Twin weapon. This weapon is treated as two separate weapons for dual wielding, allowing you to make 2 attacks with a single attack action.
Okay.
Two-handed, self-explanatory, and unrelenting. Characters defending against this weapon cannot use the melee skill to block the attack, which puts a little bit of perspective on bullheaded.
Yeah, it does. And I'm noticing that the unrelenting tends to be on firearms. It's on both the shotgun and the SMG. Yeah, and on the pistol. So I guess it's and the rifle. So there we go.
Which I know one might argue then, well, why not just use guns exclusively instead of using melee weapons? Because they're loud.
Yeah. And there is a crossbow there too, if you want a ranged option. That is not.
Also, just as a reminder, the bull's back tattoo, you can still block attacks that have heavy strike or unrelenting and not get penalized.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Pretty useful.
Yeah.
Maul has heavy strike. Yeah.
So let's see. With each weapon, we have a set damage. The range of that weapon, whatever traits it has, and the amount of requisition points it costs. And let's see, the most expensive of the melee weapons is things like mauls and chain sickles.
Yep. And a lot of the again the guns are higher RP cost as well.
And yeah, rifle has loud. Pistol has loud. Crossbow does not have loud. Nor does
the longbow.
On the other hand, they do a decent amount of damage as well. So I know it would be tempting to just use guns for everything, but there's significant disadvantages, and depending on the mission, that might not be the right call.
No, if you're going to be if there's going to be people around, well, hopefully there's not, because you've got kind of the ninja masquerade to keep up. But
yeah, I don't think this is a game that is really going to reward you for picking one way to equip your character and sticking to it.
No. Like, I didn't see much in the way of... Do you recall there being, any kind of weapon mastery kind of abilities or techniques from Mikio that we saw? Yeah, exactly.
At least no one that's the closest that they favor is melee or ranged. Which, that's very broad.
Yeah.
But of course, now you do have ammunition. Each weapon that uses ammunition is considered to have 12 units of ammunition. Additional ammo can be requisitioned in lots of 12, which have a cost of 1 and are highly concealable. And let me check ammunition. Where you must take an item action to reload it. So, based on that, I think it can be assumed that the unit of ammunition is akin to a clip.
Yeah.
Unless I see something otherwise. But then for outfits, we have things like armor, which reduces damage by 1 point. Atmosphere suit, which is it is basically a spacesuit. Uh, which you might ask, why would you need that? If you're in the in between air, if you're in some of the more space themed areas within the mosaic, or if you're between dimensions, you might need it.
Yeah.
They have cold weather clothing, self-explanatory, faction regalia, which gives you a +1 to disguise checks made to disguise yourself as a member of a faction. Heavy armor, which has 3 damage reductions, but you have the hindered condition and cannot wear any other armor or outfits.
Yeah, DR always makes more sense to me for armor than like increasing whatever the defense score is. So, yeah, I like this.
So, with high fashion clothing, when wearing that, casual observers generally assume you to be a wealthy person of high society. Law enforcement uniform, self-explanatory. You get a +1 bonus to disguise checks made to disguise yourself as a member of local law enforcement. And Shinobi Shozuku, a dark blue suit with a hood and mask. When wearing that, you get +1 to stealth checks made in areas of dim light or total darkness.
Foot Clan get up without the bug eyes.
Or getting jobbed out every week.
Yeah. But let's not forget, I don't think we have to worry about conservation of ninjutsu in this setting, but, it's always something to consider, I guess.
Yep. But then, different types of drugs. So, deep space powder makes you immune to suffocation while in space. Emperor's Blossom increases your vitality by 5 for an hour. Flower Stem Elixir. You either regain 5 vitality points or end the effect of a poison you had. Heartache Tonic. For 1 hour, you get +1 to charm and convince social actions. Oxhorn Root.
Okay.
You raise your body stats by 1 to a maximum of 4. And Shinobi's Eye Oil. You don't treat characters in areas of dim light as obscured, and treat characters in total darkness as obscured. And with a lot of the ones that last for a certain amount of time, if you have that in your system, you can't get the benefit of any other drug, which is a nice trade-off. I could bring up the food pills in Naruto to keep up that, but a lot of these feel more akin to the alchemical potions that Geralt takes.
Yeah. Definitely. Like that Shinobi Eye Oil, just evokes cat, for instance.
And the fact that they are...
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it just called cat? Yeah, I thought so.
But for poisons, we have stuff like Devil's Venom, which after being afflicted, the character suffers the hindered condition until they make a difficult 4 endurance check, or someone makes a difficult 4 medicine check with a first aid kit. Honey Wine Powder, which after being afflicted, you suffer the intoxicated condition.
All right, so you get drunk without like the fun of getting drunk.
Hysteria Toxin, where you suffer the advanced threatened mental state until you make a difficult endurance check, or someone makes a medicine check with a first aid kit. The source of the target's fear is the first thing they lay eyes on, or the person wielding the poisoned weapon. For whatever reason, I have this image in my head of someone using this to cause a misunderstanding. Like if there are two factions that the agency wants to have at each other's throat, use this to intentionally make a misunderstanding.
Oh yeah. There's a lot you could do with this, like by giving it to a person at exactly the wrong or right time.
Let's see. Manhunter oil. After being afflicted with this poison, a character's blood begins to glow, causing their body to glow dimly. The target can be spotted in the darkness and through obscurement, negating the penalties imposed by dim light, total darkness, or obscurement until they make a check to remove it.
So if you are going after a Oni that likes to hide in the dark, or a yokai, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And let's see, silver light dust. They must make a difficult 4 endurance check or lose all memories of the last hour.
Hmm.
And snake scale solution. They take 2 points of damage at the beginning of each of their turns until they make a check to remove it. I like that there isn't a duration with a lot of these poisons. It lasts until you get rid of it.
Yep.
We also have some consumable tools. An acid bomb is exactly what you think an acid bomb would be. Animal treats. Once again, exactly what you think it is. Bindings. Blinding powder. Bloodseeker, which reveals blood.
So luminol, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Caltrops. Yeah, we've got D4s. We know how that works.
Legos, just throw some Legos out.
Yep. Corpse Eater, which basically dissolves a corpse into a puddle of liquid.
Yeah, they use that in the Styx games a lot. Styx likes to dissolve bodies.
Mm-hmm. Disruption Bomb. Exactly what did you think it is? Although I'd say this is more akin to a
stun grenade maybe or something.
Yeah, since it doesn't do any damage. It just knocks people off on their ass. Let's see, first aid kit. You can take 2 actions to roll a medicine check to restore a number of vitality equal to the successes you roll. A first aid kit can be used 10 times. And unless it says otherwise, they can only be used once. But then we have fragmentation bomb, so a frag grenade. Incendiary bomb, so the good old message in a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Poison delayer, which delays the effects of poison for up to an hour.
Okay.
When you mix the poison delayer with the poison, you choose how long it will take for the poison to take effect.
Oh, okay. I get it. So you can make it, if you want to, hang it, just time the time delay on your poison. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Reinforcement braces, which just increases the vitality of the structure. This feels like some of the reinforcement blockers that you see in, say, Siege. Which are just there to add more hit points so that it's harder to break down that particular door.
Yep.
Personally, because I played Capcan a fair bit, I would always find a room that had one door and put his gadget up, which is a EDD or entry denial device. It is basically mining a doorway.
Ooh. Yeah. That's a good deterrent.
Mm-hmm. Then scent. I think anybody who's hunted knows what deer scent is.
Actually, I think it's the opposite of that. I think scent might be a bad name for it, because it renders them undetectable to creatures that are using the keen smell special sense.
That's actually, then the deer scent analogy fits even more so.
Does it? Okay.
Because
you're masking your own scent, right? Okay, Got it.
We also have sedative bomb, not to be confused with sedagive.
Ooh.
and it's basically a sleep bomb.
Yep.
And the good old smoke bomb, we know how that works.
We do.
The tear gas bomb, self-explanatory there. And tracking device, also self-explanatory. The good old tracer. And we do have a few disability aids, combat prosthetic, combat wheelchair, hearing aids, mood stabilizer, prosthetic limb, smuggler's prosthetic, which is basically a prosthetic limb that can have a small item in it, visual synthesizer.
So Geordie LaForge.
Mm-hmm. And wheelchair. Then a whole lot of general tools. Air supply, self-explanatory. Artist tools, also self-explanatory. Breathing mask, camera drone, chameleon bag,
Body bag.
compass, container, a disguise kit, earplugs, engineering tools. So a first aid kit for fixing things.
Yeah.
False tracks.
The next that one's funny. That's like straight out of a cartoon right there.
Mm-hmm. Firearm silencer. It's more of should be a suppressor, not a silencer, but getting ahead of myself. It's a pet peeve.
Yeah.
Suppressors don't sound like the zip noise you see in film.
No, I know.
But they have to keep using that because it's been grandfathered in at this point.
Yeah. It's like, doing the whole like convulsing thing when you get hit with a bunch of bullets, right?
Or exploding barrels.
Yeah. That one we get, feel like that's more one from video games than anything else.
I remember a story where Bulletstorm had changed the exploding barrels to a different color and in playtesting, and nobody would shoot them. But then we have Firestarter, self-explanatory. Hand mirror, which I do like that they answer why you'd carry around a hand mirror on missions.
Yep.
Then hidden holster, self-explanatory there. Hidden compartment, also self-explanatory. Music and instrument. And a lantern / flashlight. Loaded dice. Let's see, lockpicks, night vision goggles, protective lenses, a recorder, a rope ladder, a security bar, a shield. Though the way they describe it, I don't think of like a kite shield. I think of something more like a riot shield.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Because we're dealing with more modern settings anyway, so.
Yep. Shikoro, a serrated triangular metal plate that can be used to drill a tiny hole in a surface with less than 10 vitality. You can look through the hole easily, and a character who doesn't know the hole must make a challenging 3 awareness check to spot it. Then, signal whistle, self-explanatory. Spyglass, self-explanatory. Swim fins. I remember wearing those. So they always felt awkward, but I think that's because the fins that we had available were for smaller people.
Indeed.
And venom sprayer, a mounted, poison sprayer.
Yeah.
Then we do have a few examples of vehicles, so you can requisition vehicles if you need to.
Ooh, can I say the first one?
Yeah.
Airship. An oversized air vehicle with 50 vitality and a speed of 60 feet. An airship can carry 30 passengers and has a storage compartment capable of carrying multiple tons. Cannons optional. That last part is not in there.
Yep. Let's see, armored truck. I end up thinking of like the armored trucks you see SWAT teams use, or that big ass truck that was in that Day of the Dead remake.
Ah, yeah. Oh wait,
see,
no, I never. No, actually, no, I don't know. I didn't see the Day of the Dead remake. I saw the Dawn of the Dead remake.
Dawn of the Dead. That's what I'm thinking of. Day of the Dead never got a remake.
Okay.
You know, because that truck was a mobile fortress.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They like did that. Then later on, they like kitted out like a school bus or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Could also bring up the giant ass truck that was in Death Race.
Yeah.
But I'd probably be a smartass and pick car and say, okay, the car is the tumbler from Batman Begins.
Sure, why not?
Let's see, horse, jet ski, motorcycle, plane, sailboat, space shuttle, steam ape constructor. We saw one of those.
So we saw that one in the yeah. Mm-hmm.
Steam camel carrier, which is also capable of swimming, quote.
Can a camel swim? I don't. They probably can, right? I've never seen one, but
I'm pretty sure. If I tried to approach one to ask, I'd get spat on.
Can a camel swim? It appears that there are videos of them swimming, so yes, they can swim.
Yep, and a truck. I do like that they gave an example of 3 vehicles. A car that looks like an old Model T and is in the multiple colors that you can get a Model T in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, any color as long as it's black. I think that's meant to be a steam camel carrier, but instead it looks more like an ox.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't fit the description of anything else here, so that must be it.
Oh. And a full-on spaceship, which is probably the shuttle that's mentioned there.
Yep.
And then we
there we go.
Specific artifacts. So things like the Shroud Mask, where when you wear it, you cannot be perceived by characters in the spirit world. Susano O's Brew. If you consume a glass of it, you immediately suffer intoxicated, but unlike the regular intoxicated, you have no chance to remember anything you did while intoxicated and take a -2 penalty to your actions. After recovering from intoxicated, you suffer hindered, drained, and blinded for 1 hour.
Oof. Oh boy.
Let's see.
What?
A spirit lantern, which can contain a single wandering spirit infinitely. Whoever's holding the spirit lantern can look through the lantern's openings to see into the spirit world and can take an action to open the lantern and place a wandering spirit inside of it, willing or unwilling. The spirit can only exit the lantern if the window is opened or if the lantern is destroyed. I'm somewhat thinking of the trap from Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah.
Then Spirit Shackles, which when those are on, that character reduces their key reserve to 0.
So your typical sort of, your metal that blocks magic or key in this setting.
This would be like putting iron manacles on a Fey folk. Which, depending on how it's interpreted, you may not want to do that because you may end up causing too much damage.
Yeah.
And unless you're like me and decide to threaten the fairy king and queen using an iron nail bomb on a dead man switch.
Yeah.
It's like, we could kill you, right? Yeah, but you're not gonna live long afterwards.
Oh
Uh,
goodness.
then we have Chunin artifacts, like the Hangoko, uh, which you can light a few incense sticks beside the corpse of a character who died less than a week ago, stealing that corpse spirit back from Yomi for 10 minutes, during which time the spirit appears in the smoke and can speak to any characters present. The Hangoko can be used 6 times before being exhausted. So, it is essentially using incense to do old school necromancy. I say it that way because, remember, necromancy was originally a type of divination associated with the dead.
Indeed. So yeah, you're doing more like just calling somebody up to pump them for information, probably, in most cases.
Yep. Let's see, then the Koma Inu. The good old lion dogs. Which, when you speak a specific mantra, the statue turns into a large hound that uses the large animal stat block and has the spirit sight special sense.
It's like a Gwen Wyver, but lion dog.
See, the good old Magatama.
Ooh, can I do this one?
Yep.
Okay, the Magatama, when used on a witness, causes Cyclops to appear, so make sure that you have all of the evidence you need to unlock them before moving on to the next area. No, actually, that's just Ace Attorney Phoenix, right? This talisman of good luck and protection is worn on a cord around the neck or wrist. When a character wearing a Magatama fails a check, they can immediately drain the magic of their Magatama to allow them to reroll the check and take the higher of the 2 checks. Additionally, if a character attempts to possess the wearer, the Magatama is drained of all its magic and protects the wearer, causing the attacker to fail their attempt. So there we go.
Yep.
Good luck and protection.
Yep, and Mala beads. A strand of small gemstone beads carved with magic seals. By carrying a string of Mala beads in one hand while using the other to perform a Mikyo, you can improve the flow of your ki and reduce the number of ki points required to perform a Mikyo by 1 to a minimum of 0.
Cool.
That could be really useful if you're the type of person who is going to be doing a lot of casting.
Yeah.
But
if you got just can't afford to not have a fireball at the ready.
But then the Jonin artifacts, and these ones get pricey.
Yeah.
You have the Gateway token. By taking an action, a character can activate this coin with their key and flip it to produce an emergency signal at the gatehouse. Roll a die and record the number. After a number of rounds equal to the results of this roll, a Tori appears over top of where the coin landed. This Tori remains for 1 minute.
Okay. I assume that's like an interdimensional gateway that you're hopefully, is being manned, and maybe you can get some reinforcements or just evac.
I'd say evac is what this is intended to be, since it talks about an emergency signal. So this is this is the akin to, we need to get the hell out of here. Somebody radio in a heli.
Yeah, so this is like Thor being like, hey, Balder, not Balder. What's his name?
Heimdall.
Idris Elba. Heimdall, send me the Rainbow Bridge, please.
But then we have the Kongosho, which interesting that is the appearance of a Vajra. It is said to be designed in the image of a legendary weapon of a foreign god of the Sunset Kingdoms. Yep, that's Indra's weapon. That is the Thunderbolt. It is a highly concealable thrown weapon that seems to transform into a lightning bolt mid-flight. Yep. Its effective range is 100 feet, deals 5 points of damage, and is able to target characters in the spirit world, even when wielded in the material world. Additionally, while holding the Kongosho, a character can perceive the spirit world. Finally, without taking an action, the wielder of the Kongosho can call the weapon back to their hand immediately.
So it's like, definitely some Mjolnir stuff going on there, and that seems that's the high. Okay, wait, no, the gateway token's more pricey, but I can see that one earns its points too for sure.
Yeah. This is it. This is Indra's weapon, and Indra is the god of weather, the Vedic god of weather,
Yeah.
and is associated with the sky, lightning, thunder, storms, rains, and war.
Hmm.
The Vajra is basically his lightning bolt, and is often depicted
Yeah.
with it. And then we have the Needle of the Divine, a jade needle that's a foot long inlaid with symbols. If a character attempts to create a rift within 50 feet of a character wielding a Needle of the Divine, they can immediately make a marksmanship check against the rift creator's athletics check. If the wielder succeeds, the needle pins through the rift before it can open, forcing it closed. Alternatively, if a person with the Needle of the Divine is adjacent to a rift, they can take an action to stitch the rift closed.
Cool.
Rifts are one way that a yokai could basically make a hellgate to call his friends.
Yeah. So that could really turn the tide of a combat if used at the right moment.
Although I do like the idea with the Kongosho of a yokai jumping into the spirit world to try and flee, thinking, "Oh, they can't get me," and then they're going, "What's that crackling noise I hear?" Sorry, wrong.
That's the sound of divine retribution, is what that is.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Then the Scarlet Web Extract. This tiny tube contains a vibrant red extract made from spider lilies. By taking an action, you can ingest the extract, causing red veins to spread across your skin. For the next hour, you're unable to recover vitality by any means, but you are immune to the grievously wounded condition. If you're reduced below 1 vitality, you remain alive. For every 5 points of damage you suffer below 0, you lower all of your statistics by 1. When all of them are at 0, you give out, and you suffer paralyzed until someone makes a difficult medicine check to heal you.
This is like Last Stand juice.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. And that covers the equipment. The immediate next chapter is going into the rules, although I really do love this image we've got here.
Yeah.
But what do you think of how advancement and equipment end up working here?
Let's see. Let's talk about advancements first. It's pretty simple, and I'm always one for simple, easy to grasp mechanics. Also, I think it gives you, as I mentioned before, the gameplay loop of adventuring plus reward is very much in effect there. It's going to help you with keeping player interest and making them feel like they're earning towards something with each session that you play.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. And of course, once you get to like Chunin or Jonin level, you're gonna get to have a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm both with the new techniques and Mikio that you learn, but also with all the cool stuff that you get to play with, right? I think it's nice to have the requisitions work as they do, because until you're Chunin level, you're probably not going to bother with very many like save vehicles, just because they're so expensive in RP. But that's something that you get to do when after you've advanced through the ranks a little bit, and they trust you to hopefully bring their toys back in one piece.
Mm-hmm.
And really, those Jonin artifacts. Now, of course, I think they only gave us a few artifacts because they expect, as with many systems, that people are going to create their own or is it what is the GM called in this one? Is the keeper?
Storyteller.
Is a storyteller? Oh, that's right, storyteller. In this system, they're going to expect that the GM will come up, or the storyteller will come up with their own, throw them, to just to keep things interesting. But having some examples to kind of set the expectations of what an artifact can do for any given level is useful. So I don't have, I think there's a lot of cool stuff here, and as we've talked about before, this system and setting trades on rule of cool, right? Interdimensional ninjas. Do I need more of an elevator pitch than that, really, to sell this game? I don't know. Maybe I do. I think for most people, they'd already be in. Yeah. I'm not seeing too much. That really gives me pause, Monk. How about you?
Hold on a moment.
Yeah. How we doing tonight, folks? This is your friendly neighborhood air pirate Sizer. It's checking in on chat.
Yep. Sorry about that. Some water went down the wrong pipe.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I assume that you're all recovered now.
Yeah. But what I definitely enjoy with this is that you can see the sense of progression, which is very fitting for a TTRPG that is very much trying to channel Naruto and similar stories.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there's a very obvious and strict hierarchy that sort of is, and mythic too, hierarchy that's maintained by these ninjas.
Mm-hmm. And because of that, you look at the full story arc in any shonen manga, and you can see that gradual progression.
Yeah.
I can consider, since we're bringing up Naruto a lot, consider the techniques that Team 7 could use after say the bridge fight, compared to what they can use by the time Naruto becomes Hokage.
Yeah.
Or hell, even by the time we get to after the time skip.
Indeed.
And of course, utilizing the greatest weapon against somebody like Kakashi, yelling out spoilers.
Yep.
Oh
goodness.
But you have that kind of progression through both techniques, but especially through gear. As nice as the techniques are in this, I really feel something that should not be slept on in this system is the gear, and especially what the artifacts can do.
Oh yeah. And honestly, that was kind of a pleasant surprise to me. I wasn't expecting the gear to be as enticing as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they also incentivize you to change up your loadout with each different mission.
Yeah. So because of that, the best way to look at how you're doing loadout is not, this is the loadout you're going to be sticking to for multiple sessions over a set campaign, like in a lot of fantasy games or even a lot of modern games. I think instead it's best to look at your loadout like you would in games like Tenchu or Thief. where you are picking out the kit that you're going to need for that mission and that mission specifically.
Indeed. So good, pay attention during your briefing because that'll tell you where you should be going to, what you should be loading up on, and it's potentially a good way to chat with your teammates about what they're bringing, make sure everyone has the tools they need to get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I think something else that I think is worth noting with this that we kind of hinted at is you are expected to not stick to one way to equip your character. Your kit is built on requisition points, and to that end, I just realized one other thing it reminds me of. Now I know I'm probably one of the few people in this conversation that has played a fair bit of Call of Duty, the good Call of Duties. I think the last one I played was Infinite Warfare, and I haven't touched Call of Duty since. But it's the Pick 10 system that was introduced in I think it was in Black Ops 2 and was also in Advanced Warfare. This idea of picking a combination of 10 items from some class badges, primaries, secondaries, grenades, attachments, but each one having a point cost up to 10 points.
Yeah.
Let me double check to see which ones had it. It was kind of a successor to the create a class system, and as well as the create a soldiers thing that was in Ghost. But Ghost is not well liked. Ghost is kind of the black sheep. But yeah, it was in Black Ops 2, 3, and Infinite Warfare. I'm mostly familiar with the version in Black Ops 2 because Black Ops 2 was probably was one of the last great CODs.
And I'm following you. I've never played a Call of Duty, gotta be honest. So I'll take you at your word here.
Mm-hmm. But the idea is you could pick primaries, secondaries, perks, and the like. Everything you picked had a point cost. There were some things that you could pick that would give you more points. And you could up the cap. You could up or reduce the cap. You could, in custom games, you could have it as low as 3 points or as high as 17 points. But here, the requisition point is basically your budget. And since it isn't traditional money, in fact, I'm probably going to add this as one of the many reasons why I don't use a traditional money system in my games. There's not too much of a gamble on what you decide to bring with you.
Yes.
Now, obviously you don't want to keep losing equipment, otherwise the agency is probably going to be a bit exasperated with you.
Yes, and who knows what kind of creative consequences a society of ninjas might be able to concoct.
I don't think that if you have too many of those infractions, I don't think that they'd take you out, because I think that'd be reserved for people who are a direct issue.
Yeah.
What I think would happen instead is you might get a concoction in your sleep that is going to make you need to spend a much longer time in the bathroom.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
What's a little bit of phenolphthalein between friends? For legal purposes, this is a joke. Do not use phenolphthalein. That stuff is no joke.
Yes.
But with that said, we'll be back here next week to cover the next two chapters when it comes to Shadowscar. That is going to be the rules as well as covering world lore. So that'll be a fun thing to delve into.
Yes. We've already had quite a bit of fun just perusing the character options. So I think this game is just all around fun, you know? I got to say that.
Yeah. And of course there will be a few surprises along the way. I will note I will not be doing Valley tomorrow because Monarch is he basically burned himself out working on 3 different projects at once over the course of a few weeks.
Yeah. Who among us hasn't been there?
Yeah, I know how that feeling is. I think we've all had the case of just another page's worth of editing, and then I'll wrap it up for the night. Wait, what do you mean it's dawn?
Yep. In my case, it's just it's just the ADHD of it all. It's this looks fun. I want to do this and this and this. And why is my day full now? You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a bit of self-reporting over your Gen Con schedule.
Yeah, right.
But
I do not have a whole lot of time during Gen Con, folks. Just snatching those ICC bratwursts where I can in the 10 minutes I have to get from one place to another. So
yeah. Hopefully there's a bit.
Yeah.
It is amazing what you can put into a worst.
Yeah. And most of the time I don't want to know what it is. That's
yes,
literally
the sausage is made, but there's a Bohemian place near where I live that all they do is wursts and beer and big ass pretzels.
I mean, if it's Bohemian, I'm all there for it.
But there's different kinds of meats that you could put in, different kinds of add-ins like onions or the like, even mac and cheese.
Yeah.
There's a meat and mac and cheese wurst that they had. And when I say big ass onions, when I say big ass pretzels, I mean ones that they give you a fork for.
Right, yeah. One of those huge soft pretzels, I assume, that they probably give you something to dip them in, like mustard or something.
Yes. The one we had was 2.5 feet in diameter. It was so big we took it home.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're getting me hungry.
Oh, my work here is done. What do you mean your work here is done? You didn't do anything. Didn't I?
Didn't I?
But
oh goodness.
But we will see you here next week for more of Shadowscar. I will just because I'm not doing Valley doesn't mean I'm going to be not doing things tomorrow. Like taking enthusiastic walks through the woods.
Yeah.
Very enthusiastic walks. But until then, on behalf of the good brothers present and not present, my name is Mildra. I am your gaming monk. Stay fucking frosty, everybody.
I don't even